Hello everyone. So now only one point, the last point is remaining in our lesson, that is nutrition in plant. So before finishing our lesson, we just take a look of our overall lesson. So in this lesson, we have learned the different modes of nutrition, then what are the nutrients, what is the nutrition, then two main types, that is autotrophic and heterotrophic. Then in detail we have learned about the autotrophic and heterotrophic. That autotrophic means the plants which have chlorophyll and then they can perform photosynthesis, so that are autotrophic. And the next one is heterotrophic, that don't have chlorophyll, so can't perform photosynthesis. This is the general difference between the autotrophic and heterotrophic we have learned in this lesson. Next, we have learned in detail about photosynthesis. So what is the photosynthesis we have learned. So whatever the sentences in the blue bracket, you have to revise that. Then you have to learn the reaction of the photosynthesis. Next, the steps of photosynthesis. Actually what happens in this photosynthesis, that is in this information. See, that takes place in a leaf. So the leaves are the kitchen of the plant. Then after using the light energy, carbon dioxide and water, the plant make food in the form of simple sugar, that is glucose, and then the extra glucose, that plant is stored as a starch. So overall in the photosynthesis, the plant is converting the light energy into chemical energy to make their food. Next point, we have learned that how the plants obtain the carbon dioxide, that with the help of stomata present on the leaves, and how the plants obtain water, that by roots from the soil, and the pipes, that from that the water is transported, that are known as a xylem. So that all about the photosynthesis. Then I hope that you have completed these questions. Next we have learned the other modes of nutrition, that related to the heterotrophic mode, because whatever the nutritions are there means what, they cannot perform photosynthesis totally. Okay, so parasitic mode means one organism is depend on other organism for food. If one plant is depend on other, so that are known as parasites, and on which parasite depends are host. So two examples are there, that is Cuscuta and Cassitha. Next we have learned about the insectivorous plant. So in this we have learned about the pitcher plant and the Venus flytrap. So how they are just trapping the insects and how they are taking the nutrients from the insects. Another one fact we have learned about the insectivorous plants, that they are partially heterotrophic, means they are not autotrophic fully, they are not heterotrophic fully. Okay, because half they can perform photosynthesis and half they are eating the insect. Next we have learned about the saprotrophic nutrition, means one plant is depend on other, but that other thing is actually a dead or the decaying matter. So that is mushroom and fungi are the examples of the saprotrophic nutrition. And the last mode of nutrition that we have learned is symbiotic nutrition, where two organisms are depend on each other, they are sharing some things to each other, so that is symbiotic nutrition. So from that picture we can learn that the fungi giving something to the plant, and in return the plant giving something to the fungi. Okay, now the last point of our lesson is how nutrients are replenished in the soil. When the plants are making food, they are always taking the nutrients from the soil. So as we know that if we are doing all the things again and again, so the quality of that thing is decreasing. Okay, like that, when the plants continuously taking the nutrients from the soil for making the food, so that results the decreases the amount of nutrients in the soil. So if we want to add the nutrients in the soil, if we want to replenish the nutrients in the soil, what we have to do, that we will learn in this next point. Have you seen that farmers are spreading something in their fields? Have you seen? Do you know that why they are just doing like that? Anybody have idea about that? Have you seen the farmers that spreading something in this field? Yes, the farmers are actually spreading the fertilizers and manures in their fields for replenish the nutrients in the soil. So what are the fertilizers and what are the manures? I will just explain in short. Manures means just composting. Okay, manures means the organic matter that we can make from the animal waste and plant waste. Okay, we have to just dig the soil and keep that animal waste and plant waste in that place for many times, so we can take the manure, we can get the manure. And fertilizers means the man-made things are there, man-made chemicals are there. So both manures and fertilizers we are adding in the soil to increase the amount of nutrients in the soil. Okay, one famous fertilizer is there, that is NPK. Okay, N stand for nitrogen, okay, P stand for phosphorus, and K stand for potassium. Okay, K is a chemical word, that is a potassium. Okay, maybe I don't have idea that you know the periodic table or not, but in periodic table for potassium the letter is K, phosphorus is P, and nitrogen is M. So NPK is a famous and most used fertilizer by the farmers. Okay, but when we are using the fertilizers and when we are using the manures don't have any disadvantage, that we can use easily. But when we are using the manures, the result is in less amount. So normally the farmers are using fertilizers for increasing the nutrients in soil. But again and again when the farmers are using fertilizers, so we have know that fertilizers means the chemical substances. So that is also harmful to the soil. Or when that farmers is just spraying that fertilizers in the crops, that harmful to that person also. So instead of using fertilizers, either we can use manures, or one another thing is that to replenish the nutrients in the soil, we can grow leguminous crops. Okay, now what are the leguminous crops? We have learned that when plants are making the food in the form of carbohydrate, like that they can make protein and fat also. But for making protein and fat, they require nitrogen, which is present in the area, but plant cannot take that nitrogen as it is. Okay, so for that one bacteria is there that help the plant to take the nitrogen. So that bacteria name is rhizobium. Okay, rhizobium is the name of that bacteria which can take the atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into a soluble form. When we are growing the leguminous crops, okay, inside the soil the roots are growing. We already know that inside the soil roots are growing. So that rhizobium bacteria are sticking to that soil. Okay, that rhizobium taking the atmospheric nitrogen from air and converted into soluble form and dissolve in soil. So roots can take that nitrogen from the soil and supply to the plant. As the rhizobium cannot make its own food, okay, means what, again there is one mode of nutrition, that rhizobium gives something to the plant and in return plant giving something to the rhizobium. So which type of nutrition is that? 4 types we have learned. So which one is there? Yes, very good. The symbiotic nutrition, that rhizobium give nitrogen to the plant and then in return plant give food and shelter to that bacteria. Okay, so not all plants having rhizobium in their roots, only some leguminous plants are there, that is gram, peas and pulses. So if you want to replenish the soil with nutrients, you have to grow this type of crops. So rhizobium can take and give something to the plant, so plant can grow and plant can perform photosynthesis, and also that the soil can get the nutrients. So both plant and that bacteria, they have the symbiotic relationship. Okay, so if you want to use the manures, you can use. If you want to use fertilizer, that also you can use, but fertilizers are harmful if we are using that in more amount. So best way to replenish the nutrients in the soil is that growth the leguminous crops. So I hope that you have learned that how the nutrients are replenished in the soil. 3 things we can use of fertilizer, use of manure and growth of leguminous crops. So in this lesson we can conclude that most of the plants are autotrophic and some plants are heterotrophic. Again there are some subnutrition. So autotrophic and heterotrophic, 2 main nutrition are there. Autotrophic, they can make own food, and heterotrophic, again 4 subnutrition are there. So I hope that you just learn, you just understand all the things that I have mentioned in this session, and you can solve the exercise and the remaining questions. So again there is 2 extra questions are there. So in this you have to explain any 2 types of nutrition in plant, write example also, means you can write any 2 types, means you can write autotrophic and heterotrophic also. You can write the 4 modes are there, from that you can write the 2 modes of nutrition, but you have to write the example also. Okay, and the last question is, in your own words you have to write the replenishment of nutrients in the soil, means how can you replenish the nutrients in the soil, that you have to write in the last question. So don't write as it is, you can write in your own words. Okay, I hope you have understand the lesson. Thank you.